Today's April 7th, 2018. I'm going to sit down and then get up and tell you what's been going on in the past year and a half. If this is your first time watching this video, I was diagnosed with limb-girdle muscular dystrophy in 1995, but I started seeing signs in 1990 when I was in 7th grade. I'm 40 years old now, so from 1990 to 2018, 28 years that I've had this disease, and it's slowly running its course through me. And so this belt, I cannot sit down without this belt. This belt basically keeps my legs together. If I didn't have it on, I would just plop down and it wouldn't be a very good sit. One of the things that I'm noticing with this belt that I've been using since 2012, 13, I think it was, it's helped me become more independent, where I don't need someone to help me up and sit down. Now, for me to get up, as you'll see, I need this table next to me. I can't just get up. I just don't have the strength to do that. So this table was very important, but the belt has been one of the most important finds to keep me mobile. And so if you haven't used it yet, I would really encourage you to try it out. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with when I get my face up here, the trouble I'm running into is if I'm not holding myself, my head up, my hands are holding it, holding my weight, a lot of weight is on my jaw, and I'm finding that it's I can't do that. Where in years past, I was able to, I don't want to say take for granted, but that's probably the best word that I can think of using my face as like a third arm to really support my weight. But over the years, by doing that, I'm noticing my jaw, sometimes I'll have like a little bit of pain back here because the weight that my head is holding, that's not meant to. So it's really important for me now to really push through the arms, to really hold the head up and not use my head as like a third arm. That's been an adjustment period because I was so used to doing that it became like second nature. So now it's like relearning how to do things all over again with my body that I could do before. Another important thing that I'm finding is my mind. The mental part, they don't talk, you don't hear enough, I feel. You hear enough about your mind and how it works with the disease. Limb-girdle muscular dystrophy doesn't affect your mind. It's more so you being afraid of fall or situations. And what I'm noticing is that these thoughts will come in my head is, I can't do it. If I've struggled and if I've fallen, if I'm trying to get up from the table and I fall down, I need someone to help me up then, because it's such a strong thought that I can't do it, that I just need somebody else's help. So I try to keep my mind clear and just focus on the steps. Before, I could think about football, I could think about sports, I could think about anything and get up. But now I have to really be focused in what I'm doing and keep my mind clear on these steps that I have to get up in. The hand. When I get up in the morning from the bed, and I'll make a video on that one, it can't be slippery. And that before, I could take that for granted and just get up. Now I have to make sure my hand is sticky. Pushing through this, I'm noticing I need my other hand more so to help pull me up. Before I could just push myself up, not anymore. It's also more swaying back and forth than years past. Getting to this point, is pretty simple, but I'll know if I can get up or not from this point, just how it feels. And this is where the thoughts will come in and say, I can do it, I can't do it. And once I start thinking that, it's over. I have to just, I have to do it quickly to not allow the thoughts to start thinking or to be there, and I'm noticing. Here's another important step that I haven't talked about in the past that I'm noticing I need more. I have to, let me get to it. When I get right here, I have to throw this hip over. If I don't get that hip over, it's so, you probably can't even see it, but if I don't get that hip over, I can't get up. This part, just tilting the upper body up over the hips, I'm noticing is a little bit tougher. Getting the legs together, oh God, I hope you can see it. Some days I have to really concentrate with my legs being out wide. The reason they're wider, let me say this first, the reason the legs are wider is because it helps me to, when I'm pushing myself up, if my legs are closer together, I have to push up more to get up taller. If I spread my legs out wider, I get lower to the ground. It's less strength to push my upper body up. But the problem with that is when the legs are further apart, once I get up, now I have to bring them together. And so I'm literally wobbling my weight back and forth on the outsides of my feet, not the whole foot, on the outsides. And sometimes I just have to stare at stuff and concentrate so hard to make sure I don't fall back or fall forward. I've never had that happen before. And so there's a lot of things that are happening to me that are just minor pieces that make it a little bit more, I don't want to say scary, but it makes me stop and think before I'm getting up, can I do this? And I've never questioned it before to get up, using the belt. Never questioned it. But with these little things that are coming up, it's making it a little bit more tricky. The last thing I want to say here too is I'm noticing my hips. Because of the way that I move my body, if I want to pick something up, I have to tilt this way. There's a lot of stress that's being pressed on these hips, where I had some minor aches and pains because of my desire to live independently and to be able to get myself up. These hip pains have made me question, like, okay, maybe I need to ask for help sometimes. And so sometimes my wife does pick me up from the couch, more so than I'd like to have her do. But it helps to preserve my hips a little bit. The movements I'm doing, it's just really difficult on the body. So it's really important that you stretch your body, you keep your body loose, because if you don't, trying to be this mobile, 30 years into the disease, it's really going to take its toll on your body. So it's really important for you to take care of your body.